sitting at the feet of great personalities. Yeah.
Toda la perfección, se puede obtener al sentarse a los pies del loto de las grandes personalidades.
Actually, we might be very, very foolish persons, you know.
Puede que seamos personas muy tontas,
But we should pray for the ability to recognize where we should bow down. Yeah.
pero debemos orar por la habilidad de reconocer a dónde, a quién debemos ofrecer reverencias, a dónde nos debemos postrar.
If you bow down in the right place and you get the right blessings, then you can be filled with knowledge, with understanding, with love, and all the things that we're looking for. Yeah.
Si nos postramos en el lugar adecuado, la persona adecuada, podemos obtener el conocimiento espiritual, ¿no? Necesario.
With love.
El amor.
Yeah. So there are many religions in the world. Many religions.
Hay muchas religiones en el mundo.
And there's a wonderful church just outside here.
Y aquí afuera hay una iglesia muy bonita.
And of course, Spain is full of churches.
Y España, bueno, está llena de iglesias, ¿no?
I'm always quite amazed, really, because the churches seem to be full of things. They're just full, aren't they? In England, well, I'm from a Methodist background. I don't know whether any of you know Methodism. Anyone?
Maharaj dice que las iglesias siempre están llenas de muchas cosas, ¿no?
Yeah.
Y Maharaj tiene un pasado que ha estado con los metodistas. No sé si se llama metodistas en español, sí.
Methodist churches are very, very austere.
Ellos son muy austeros, los metodistas.
Yeah, very austere. They just have a cross, no man on the cross.
Ellos tienen una cruz, pero sin nadie en la cruz, ¿no?
There's
No
no
tienen a
man on the
Jesucristo.
cross, no pictures, nothing like that.
Y no hay imágenes en
Yeah.
las iglesias metodistas.
An altar, and but they sing a lot of hymns. They're nice hymns, very nice.
Pero ellos cantan muchos himnos.
Methodism was a branch of the Church of England, wasn't it?
Es como una rama de la iglesia de
Yeah,
Inglaterra.
what happened to the Church of England? And also, the Church of England was a branch of the Roman Catholic Church. Wasn't it?
Y esa iglesia era una parte de la iglesia romana.
During the Protestant Revolution, the King of England decided he would get rid of the Pope. He didn't want the Pope anymore. That was King Henry VIII.
Durante la Revolución Protestante, el rey de Inglaterra decidió deshacerse del Papa.
This is a bit of history, religious history.
Es un poco de historia religiosa, ¿no?
And so he started the Church of England, which is basically the Catholic Church without the Pope.
Y él empezó la iglesia de Inglaterra, que simplemente es la iglesia sin el Papa, sin un Papa, ¿no?
Because the Pope was absorbing too much money, I think.
Porque el Papa estaba muy absorto en el dinero, ¿no? Pensando sobre el dinero.
He wanted to keep the church in England, isn't it? Yeah. And so later on, the Church of England became very well established.
Después la iglesia de Inglaterra se estableció muy bien.
But there was a man called John Wesley who felt that the church was not going out to the people. It was not going out to the people.
Pero un hombre que se llamaba John Wesley
Yeah.
pensó que la gente de esa iglesia no salían a la calle, ¿no? No se acercaban a la
Jesus
gente.
Christ went out to the people, didn't he?
Jesucristo se acercaba a la gente, salía.
He was a people's man for the people.
Él era una persona para los demás, ¿no? Su vida era para los demás.
We often find that with churches. They become very isolated, they become inward looking, isn't it, sometimes?
Y las iglesias, lo que pasa en las iglesias, que a veces se aíslan, ¿no? Se vuelven muy para adentro, miran solo para adentro,
They
en su comunidad.
collect money, but they don't go out to the people. No?
Ellos colectan limosnas, dinero, pero no van afuera a predicar a la gente, ¿no?
So Francis was one, St. Francis, wasn't he? Francesco. St. Francisco of Assisi.
San Francisco de Assisi era uno de, un gran santo.
He went out to the people, and he went out into the fields and preached to people in the
Él
fields.
salía a predicar a la gente en los campos, ¿no?
His monks worked with people in the fields.
Y sus monjes siempre se mezclaban con la gente, ¿no?
They lived very, very simple lives. Yeah.
Y vivían vidas muy simples.
So, everything all right?
Frío, tienes frío.
So one time some devotees went to the Vatican. Was it Bhakti Puri Maharaj actually went to the Vatican? Yeah.
Dice que
Met some priests at the Vatican. Is that right?
I will ask.
Yeah.
Dice que un día un devoto fue al Vaticano y pregunta si era Bhakti Puri Goswami Maharaj que fue al Vaticano una vez. ¿Vosotros recordáis?
I heard this story.
In Italy.
Yeah, in Italy?
Yeah, he went to the Vatican.
Ah, okay.
In Italy.
Yeah, he met some priests.
Se encontró con unos sacerdotes.
And they said, we already have a religion, why are you bringing another religion?
Y los sacerdotes le dijeron, ya tenemos una religión, ¿por qué vienes aquí a predicar?
Why are you bringing this religion from India, coming here? We have a religion already.
¿Por qué traes esta religión de la India? Ya tenemos nuestra religión, dijo el sacerdote.
I mean, it's quite a good question, isn't it?
Es una buena pregunta.
And when I went to India for the first time in 1975, many people, Indian people, would look and they say, why have you given up your religion and become a Hindu? They would look at me like that.
Maharaj dice que cuando fue a la India por la primera vez, la gente le preguntaba, ¿por qué has dejado tu religión y te has vuelto un hindú?
That was 1975, that was my first trip.
En el 75, ¿no? Su primer viaje a India.
Yeah, it's a good question, isn't it? It's a good question.
Es una buena pregunta.
Why have you become a Hindu? Why don't you practice your religion?
Me preguntan, ¿por qué te has vuelto hindú? ¿Por qué no practicas tu propia religión?
Why are you bringing the Hindu religion to Spain or wherever when we already have a religion? We're Roman Catholic.
¿Y por qué traes la religión hindú a España cuando tenemos ya una religión católica? Me preguntan.
I mean, I'm only giving a prelude here.
Está solo dando un preludio, ¿no?
Yeah. I'm actually going to pass this question over onto these Maharajas.
Y va a pasar la pregunta a los Maharajas.
Yeah. For me, of course, I can only give a little bit of my history, and sometimes personal histories are quite interesting, aren't they?
Dice que él puede dar solo un poco de su historia, ¿no? Porque a veces las historias personales son interesantes, ¿no?
Yeah, when I was 17, my mother committed suicide. Yeah.
Cuando yo tenía 17 años, mi madre se suicidó.
Yeah. And I knew all the events that led up to the suicide because I was there.
Y yo conocía todos los eventos que llevaron al suicidio porque yo estaba ahí.
And I realized she was basically just fed up with material life, basically.
Y me di cuenta de que ella en realidad estaba harta de la vida material.
She was fed up with pretentiousness, how to say pretentiousness.
Con pretenciosidad, ¿no? Con la falsedad, supongo.
Yeah, material life is full of pretentiousness, isn't it?
Estaba
people pretending. They dress up nicely, isn't it? Dress up nicely, but there's so much cheating and deception in the material life. Yeah.
Estaba harto de la falsedad, ¿no? Que la gente como que aparenta mucho, pero hay mucha falsedad en el mundo, mucha decepción.
Everybody, it's all a facade.
Mucha fachada, ¿no? Fachada.
Yeah, all a facade, on the surface it looks nice, isn't it?
Externamente parece muy bonito, ¿no?
And when I was, my family was fairly rich, quite rich.
Mi familia era muy rica, bastante rica.
And my father worked for NATO. You know NATO?
Y mi padre trabajó para NATO.
Yeah.
NATO,
yeah. Is that everyone okay?
OTAN.
If anyone's OTAN.
OTAN.
Yeah. If anyone's got any questions while I'm talking, just ask the question while I'm talking, rather than waiting to the end. Yeah.
Si alguien tiene alguna pregunta, podéis preguntar mientras él habla. No hace falta que esperéis al final.
So we lived a very high life.
Entonces nosotros tuvimos una vida muy...
Everything was very materially nice.
Una buena vida, ¿no? Materialmente.
Yeah. Drinking and eating expensive foods.
Bebiendo, comiendo.
Restaurants. NATO had a huge base in Naples, Napoli. Yeah, huge NATO base.
Ok. En Nápoles había una base de la OTAN muy grande.
All
Ellos
luxuries
pues
are
tenían
there.
muchas
All the
lujurias, ¿no?
luxuries,
Comían
yeah.
comida buena, restaurantes.
Lots of money, swimming pools, cabaret, cinemas, everything there, you know.
Mucho dinero, piscinas, cabarets,
Yeah.
cines.
And people jumping from one bed to another bed, isn't it? This is going on.
La gente saltaba de una cama a otra cama.
Yeah.
Todo esto.
So this is going on. But no happiness.
Pero no había felicidad.
See, everybody had everything that could make you happy. You could go on a yacht and go out to Capri, you know, go to Capri, go to Ischia. So beautiful, everything was there. Wine, beer, women, music, everything nice. But no happiness, nothing, no joy.
O sea, podías hacer lo que quisieras, ¿no? Podías irte a Capri, no sé qué es. Tenías todo, mujeres, música, bebida, comida, entretenimiento, pero no había felicidad.
Discotheques, you know.
Discotecas,
Drugs.
drogas.
Yeah, and my mother, she was a simple woman. She was from a farming background.
Mi madre era una mujer simple, una campesina, ¿no? De la granja, una granjera.
And I think when she encountered this way of life, for me as a teenager, it was, you know, maybe exciting perhaps, but it drove her to madness, yeah.
Y cuando se encontró con este estilo de vida, cuando era adolescente, pues la llevó a la locura, ¿no?
She was a housewife. She liked to look after the house, but then when she was there were servants. No need to look after the house, isn't it? You know.
Ella una mujer de casa, ¿no? Le gustaba cuidar de la casa, pero cuando se encontró allí, pues habían sirvientes, no podía hacer nada, ¿no?
Always having to dress up and go out to events.
Siempre tenía que vestirse y salir a eventos.
Parties. Always.
Fiestas.
Yeah, always parties. And everyone, it was horrible, absolutely horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah. I suppose maybe some of you have experienced something of that.
A lo mejor vosotros habéis experimentado algo parecido, algunos de vosotros.
No, eventually she jumped off a balcony. Yeah.
Y al final saltó del balcón.
Yeah, and she ended her life. Yeah.
Y se suicidó.
So that shocked me. I was shocked.
Y esto fue un shock para mí.
Yeah. And I became very aware of death. Very aware of death.
Y en ese momento tomé conciencia de la muerte, ¿no? Mucha conciencia.
It hit me in the face, like you say. It hit me in the face. Death.
Me pegó en la cara, la muerte.
It's like, there it was, you know, I saw it. It happens, you know.
Sucedió.
And I realized that it happens to everybody, you know.
Y me di cuenta de que le pasa a todo el mundo.
Sometimes when we're young, we know about death and maybe somebody dies, but we don't really think about it very seriously, you know.
Y a veces pensamos sobre la muerte cuando somos jóvenes, pero no muy seriamente, ¿no?
So, is that okay? Am I going too long? Am I going on too long?
How long you want?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll stop in a moment. I thought it's kind of interesting because I know, you know, personal stories are interesting, isn't it? People want to know.
You tell why your mother jumped.
Why? I tried to explain that a little bit. She was very depressed. She was depressed, yeah.
Bueno, Maharaj le preguntó por qué se suicidó tu madre. Y él dice, pues porque estaba muy deprimida.
She wasn't used to that way of life.
Porque no estaba acostumbrada a ese estilo de vida.
She was from a farming background. Her mother and father were farmers, you know.
Ella de un...
You have to understand the difference in the way of life, isn't it? The difference in the way of life. Even in the British forces, the way of life is simple, you know. But NATO, L'OTAN, was like wild. It was just totally wild, yeah.
Bueno, incluso las fuerzas, British forces.
In the British forces, the life was fairly simple. Yeah.
En las fuerzas británicas la vida era bastante simple incluso. Pero en la OTAN era como demasiada
and of course,
luxury.
There was a lot of what you might call wife swapping, wasn't it? Wife swapping was going on. Wife swapping.
Y había demasiado cambio de mujeres.
Yeah, let's bring it down to the real.
Esposas.
Yeah, wife swapping. People sleeping here. Not only wife swapping, but swapping daughters as well. You know, everything was going on. You know?
No solo esposas, sino hijas.
Yeah.
O sea, había de todo.
Everything was going on, and it was just not an environment. And the wives, they have nothing to do. They can't. There's no house to look
Las
after.
esposas no tenían nada que hacer en la casa, no
Yeah.
había nada que cuidar.
The servants are cleaning the house. It sounds wonderful, doesn't it? You have a servant, but you've got nothing to do actually, you know?
Los sirvientes limpiaban la casa, parece maravilloso, pero en realidad no
Every
tiene nada
day
que
you
hacer,
have
¿no?
to dress up and go and to some some cabaret or some party or something, you know?
Cada día te tienes que vestir y ir a una fiesta o un cabaret.
Yeah. So it's so much pretentiousness. What do you call it? Pretentiousness?
Es mucha pretensión, ¿no?
Yeah,
Pretenciosidad.
pretentiousness. Yeah. And so many things going on underneath the surface, you know, underneath.
Y muchas cosas ocurriendo por debajo de la superficie, ¿no? Digamos.
Yeah, and all the women have to do is go, and they have so much money, they just spend the day shopping or drinking coffee. Can you imagine how boring that is? Isn't that? Can you imagine that?
Bueno, y todas
Going
las
shopping
mujeres
all the time.
que
Yeah?
tenían mucho dinero pues pasaban el día
Yeah.
comprando o drinking coffee,
Drinking coffee.
tomando
Or
café y todo eso. Y,
not a day
pues,
goes by without
¿puedes imaginar
wine,
lo
of
aburrido
course.
que es esto?
Well, Naples is beautiful. I mean, there's so much to see there.
Nápoles es muy bonito, hay mucho que ver ahí.
But it's just like you say, we call that high life, the high life, isn't it? High life.
A eso le llaman la vida,
But it's actually
alta,
a low
elevada,
life.
¿no?
It's not high life at all.
Pero en realidad es una vida baja, ¿no?
It's actually low life. It's a dog life,
Es
actually.
una vida de perros.
Yeah. They really are decorated dogs.
Son como perros decorados,
Yeah.
digamos, maquillados. ¿sí?
Some of these military men have many decorations, isn't it?
Como muchos militares que llevan muchas decoraciones, medallas. ¿no?
But they behave like dogs. They
Pero
behave
se
like
portan
dogs.
como perros.
Yeah. Too much money, you see, too much money.
Demasiado dinero.
That's the thing, you know. When people have to work for their money and they don't have very much money, they complain that I don't have enough money, but actually their lives are usually fairly simple. Isn't it?
Cuando la gente no tiene bastante dinero, no tiene suficiente dinero, entonces se quejan, ¿no? Que no tienen dinero, pero sus vidas en realidad son bastante simples.
There's so many examples of people who have won the lottery and they've just gone mad. No, they've gone absolutely mad.
Hay muchos ejemplos de gente que gana la lotería y se vuelven locos, ¿no?
They've ruined themselves in a year.
Porque se arruinan a ellos
Yeah,
mismos. En un año.
drinking and doing all these things. Isn't it? In a
Bebiendo.
year they're finished.
En un año están acabados, ¿no?
You know, they win the lottery. After a year you say, are you happy now? You won the lottery? He said, no. I wish I never won it. I lost all my friends, my family. I lost my health. Everything is lost.
Entonces después de un año de ganar la lotería les preguntas,
Yeah.
¿eres feliz? Y dicen, no, he perdido a mis amigos, mi familia, todo, he perdido.
What would we do? What would you do if you won the lottery?
¿Qué harías tú si ganas la lotería?
Huh?
I don't know.
You don't
Pagar
know.
deudas.
Yo no.
Que no se puede saber.
Do you do the lottery sometimes?
¿Tú juegas a la lotería a veces?
No.
No,
no.
no. You have to be very strong-minded to deal with money, isn't it? You have to be very strong-minded.
Tienes que tener una mente muy fuerte para poder usar el dinero apropiadamente, ¿no?
Bhaktivedanta Swami gave the example that we can spend millions of dollars for Krishna, isn't it?
Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami dijo, podemos gastar millones de dólares para Krishna.
If we get millions of dollars, what do we do with it?
Pero si
What do we
nosotros
do with it?
realmente obtenemos millones de dólares, ¿qué haremos con ellos?
What do you do if you get millions of dollars? Someone gives you $1 million.
¿Qué
What do you
haríais
do with it?
vosotros si tuvierais?
Yo compraría a Hansarras, le compraría una
Amsaraj, yeah, he was talking about
una
that
casa.
yesterday.
I buy Hansarras a house in Vendrell, very big,
He has a
for
house
every
already.
sannyas come.
He already has a house, and the sannyasis
Así que
already
le
go
compraría
there.
una casa Hamsaras muy grande en Vendrell para que vinieran todos los Vaishnavas, los sannyasis.
Y ya el templo aquí también.
I also Logroño.
Yo también ayudaría aquí, en el templo.
But we can spend millions of dollars having a huge festival, isn't it? Huge festival.
Que podemos gastar
Hare Krishna festival.
millones de dólares en
Yeah.
un festival
We set
Hare
up a
Krishna
big tent, we go
gigante.
all over Europe, isn't it? Musicians, Harinam,
Podemos hacer
print books, distribute books.
una gira en Europa con
We
músicos.
can spend millions and millions of
libros.
dollars, yeah,
Podemos gastar millones de dólares
to spread Krishna consciousness.
para diseminar la conciencia de
But
Krishna.
we're very, very careful not to spend even cent, isn't it? For our own self, you know? Not even one small coin
Pero tenemos que
for
ser
me.
cuidadosos de no gastar
Yeah.
ni siquiera un céntimo para nosotros
Yeah.
mismos.
Especially sannyasis have to be very careful in that,
Especialmente los sannyasis.
because this is a big cause of problems, you know.
Porque
The
es
money, the allure of money, isn't it?
una gran causa de problemas.
I mean, I feel fortunate because I've been there and I've seen it. I've seen it to the extreme, you know. People trying to enjoy themselves to the maximum, you know.
Dice, yo soy afortunado porque he estado ahí y lo he visto en su extremo, ¿no? La gente como intenta disfrutar al máximo.
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, it's nice to be born in India, but sometimes I feel actually it's fortunate to have been born in the West and have seen all of this, to know it, you know.
Dice que está bien nacer en India,
Mm.
pero también se siente afortunado de nacer en Occidente y haber visto todo esto para poder aprender de ello también.
Because there's no more taste for that.
Porque ya no tiene gusto, ya no se siente atraído por eso.
It's all been done and it's horrible, tastes revolting. Yeah.
Y ya es como, ya está todo hecho, ¿no? Y es como, es un gusto horrible, ¿no? Lo que deja eso.
So, coming back to this question, why another religion? Why another religion?
Entonces, volviendo a la pregunta, ¿por qué le preguntaron por qué cambiaste de religión? Si la tuya es cristianismo.
I mean, actually, I was inquiring after my mother died. I was not interested in God so much. God was not a matter of interest to me.
Cuando murió mi madre, yo no estaba interesado en Dios.
What I wanted to know was what happens after death.
Lo que quería saber era qué ocurre,
That was my concern. If there is a life after death. Yeah.
qué ocurre después de la muerte. Si hay vida después de la muerte, esa era mi
And I
preocupación.
realized this is not a religious matter, is it? It's not a religious matter. Death is a reality, and there's either you live on after death or you don't. That's a reality or it's not a reality. That's not religious. It's got nothing to do with religion. Yeah.
Me di cuenta de que no era una cuestión religiosa, que es una realidad. Está la muerte y lo que hay detrás pues no tiene nada que ver con la religión, ¿no? Lo que sucede después de la muerte.
I kind of thought it through and I thought, if there's nothing after death, then the whole life is pointless. It's just
Entonces
pointless.
yo lo pensé y pensé, si no hay nada después de la muerte, pues nada tiene sentido, ¿no?
I remember preaching to my brother, and he was getting married, and I said to him, I said, why are you getting married? I said, what a waste of time. Why are you wasting your time?
Bueno, yo recuerdo que le predicaba a mi hermano se casó y yo le decía,
And I was not religious even, you
¿por
know.
qué te casas? Es una pérdida de tiempo.
Yeah, I said, we're all going
Ni
to
siquiera-
die. I said, we're all going to die.
Ni siquiera era religioso en ese
Why are you
momento.
wasting your time?
Decía, todos vamos a morir, ¿por qué
Yeah.
pierdes el tiempo?
And he said, you're very morbid.
Y le dijo, tú eres muy mórbido.
Yeah.
No sé, bueno.
You're
creo que
always
es la
thinking
traducción.
about death. Yeah.
El hermano le dijo a él, siempre estás pensando en la muerte, es muy mórbido.
And whenever I get the opportunity to talk to somebody, like even sometimes I used to have to go to parties, and I got to talk to some generals, people, high-ranking people, you know. I would always ask them about life after death.
Y cuando iba a algunas reuniones, que habían generales, militares, ¿no? Siempre les preguntaba sobre la vida después de la muerte.
Anybody I thought might give some information about that, I asked,
Cualquier que le podía dar información sobre eso, siempre preguntaba.
what do you think about life after death? This was my obsession.
Esa es su obsesión, ¿no? ¿Qué piensas sobre la vida después de la muerte?
And I actually had some really interesting discussions with some important people, you know. Yeah.
Y tuve discusiones interesantes con gente importante.
But the people who I was really disappointed with were the priests, you know,
Pero los sacerdotes
the Christian priests.
me decepcionaron
Yeah, they seem
bastante.
to have no information at all about life after death.
Parecía que no tenían ninguna información de la vida después de la muerte,
Yeah.
los sacerdotes.
And some of them didn't even seem to believe in it at all.
Y algunos ni siquiera creían en ella.
Yeah. So to cut a long story short, I got a magazine, a Back to Godhead magazine, And there was an article in that magazine called Journey to the Real Self. Yeah.
Para resumir, Maharaj explica que un día, pues, how did you get the magazine?
A friend of mine gave it to me.
Un amigo suyo le dio la revista de Vuelta a Dios, ¿no? De Srila Prabhupada, Back to God.
He was given it in London, and he said, I'm not going to read this, but you might be interested.
The article was
It's called the Journey to the Real Self.
Y había un artículo que se decía El viaje al ser real.
Yeah. And after reading that, it was Hayagriva Das actually wrote that article.
De Hayagriva Das.
After reading that article, I knew that I had to join the Hare Krishna movement. At least I have to find out what is this Hare Krishna
Y
movement.
después de leer el artículo, pues supe que tenía que unirme al movimiento de Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I was 17 at that time.
Y tenía 17 años, ¿no?
Yeah.
17.
So I found them. They were in London at that time,
Entonces los encontré, estaban en Londres
and I joined pretty much immediately.
y pues me uní a ellos.
My father said, "You're going to worship Krishna? You're not my son anymore. You're not my son."
Su padre le dijo, ¿vas a adorar a Krishna? Ya no eres mi hijo.
Yeah. But why become a member of a religion? That's an interesting thing, isn't it?
¿Por qué volverse un miembro de una religión?
Yeah.
Esa es una pregunta interesante.
And I'm not going to answer that question. I'm going to hand it over to those who are present here who are more qualified than me to answer.
Y no voy a responder esa pregunta, sino que le voy a pasar la pregunta a los que están más cualificados que yo. Están aquí presentes.
YouTube, Sridhar Maharaj.
Till what time?
When you want.
Nama sreshtam nanumapi sachiputramatra swarupam rupam tasya grajamurupuri mathurim gusthavatim radha kundam girivaramaho radhika madhavasam प्राप्तो जस्य प्रथित कृपया श्री गुरुं तं नतोऽस्मि नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवैभव पुरी गोस्वामी नामिने अजानुलम्बितभुजौ कनकावदातौ सङ्कीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायताक्षौ विश्वम्भरौ द्विजवरौ जुगधर्मपालौ वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरौ करुणावतारो हेलोधुलितखेदया विशदया प्रुन्मीलदामोदया सम्यशास्त्रविवादया रसदया चितार्पितोन्मादया सस्वद्भक्तिविनोदया समदया माधुर्यमर्यादया श्रीचैतन्यदयानिधे तव दया भूयादमन्दोदया तस्या अपार रससार विलासमूर्ते रानंद कंद परमाद्भुत सौख्य लक्ष्म्या ब्रह्मादि दुर्गम गतिर वृषभानुजायाः कैंकर्यमेव मम जन्मनि जन्मनि स्यात् तवैवास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय राधे त्वं नय मां चरणान्तिकम् राधे वृन्दावनाधीशे करुणामृतवाहिनी कृपया तव पादाब्जे दास्यं मह्यं प्रदीयताम्। हे देव हे दयित हे भुवन एकबन्धो हे कृष्ण हे चपल हे करुण एक सिंधो हे नाथ हे रमण हे नयनाभिराम आहा कदानुभवितासि पदं दृशोर्मे नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। भक्त्या विहीना अपराधलक्ष्यै क्षिप्ताश्च कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नुमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरह कातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। तमादिदेवं करुणानिधानं तमालवर्णं सुहितावतारम् अपार संसार समुद्र सेतुं भजामहे भागवत स्वरूपम्। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्रीजीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। First of all, I offer my innumerable Sastang Dandavas unto the lotus feet of my Guru Pada Padma, Nitala Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Ashtottara Sata Sri Srimad Bhakti Vaibhava Puri Goswami Maharaj and pray his causeless mercy. Then I offer my innumerable Sastang Dandavas unto the lotus feet of His Divine Grace Nitala Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtottara Sata Sri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj and pray his causeless mercy. Then I offer my innumerable Sastang Dandavas unto the lotus feet of His Divine Grace Nitala Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtottara Sata Sri Srimad A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Then to His Divine Grace Nitala Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtottara Sata Sri Srimad Bhakti Rakshaka Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. Then to His Divine Grace Nitala Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtottara Sri Srimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj and pray the causeless mercy of all. Then I offer my numerous Ashtanga Dandavas unto the lotus feet of all Guru Vargas, Guru Parampara and pray the causeless mercy of all. Then I offer my numerous Ashtanga Dandavas unto the lotus feet of His Holiness Tidhan Swami Bhakti Tilagan Niskinchana Maharaj. Then to His Holiness Tidhan Swami Bhakti Chandan Santha Maharaj. Then to all present Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, God brothers, God sisters, ladies and gentlemen, and pray the causeless mercy of all.
Bueno, primero ofrezco mis ilimitadas reverencias a mi maestro espiritual, Srila Nitila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtottara Sri Srimad Bhakti Vaibhava Puri Goswami Maharaj, también a Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, a Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj y a toda la sucesión discipular, todo el Guru Parampara. También a Srila Bhakti Tilak Nishkinchan Maharaj y Srila Bhakti Chandan Shanta Maharaj, a todos los presentes aquí, y oro por las bendiciones de mis maestros espirituales y su misericordia.
Do you know what is the simplest way to attain devotion and to Krishna?
¿Sabéis cuál es la manera más simple de obtener devoción a Krishna?
Simplest,
La manera más simple.
which you do nothing,
Que no,
which you need not do
no
anything.
hace falta hacer nada. La manera en que no,
Without,
no hace falta hacer
without
nada.
doing yourself also, here, there is one simplest way,
Hay una manera que es la más simple,
which you don't do nothing,
en la cual no tienes que hacer nada,
but you will get the benefit,
pero obtendrás el beneficio.
and bhakti become very easy.
Y el bhakti se volverá muy fácil de esta manera.
Sin cantar ni nada.
Without chanting, right?
Or anything.
Chanting, you are doing something.
Cantando es
He
hacer
says
algo.
without chanting or anything.
Sí, sin cantar.
Truco nuevo.
Sin
Un
nada.
truco nuevo. Paso.
In chanting you have to chant. In chanting you have to chant.
They don't know.
Huh?
They don't know.
To lie at the feet of a Mahatma.
Sorry?
To lie at the feet of a Mahatma.
Here.
Yes.
Maharaj dice postrarse a los pies de un Mahatma, de una gran alma.
Pero hay que hacer, hay que postrarse.
But you have to do something. You have to prostrate.
But you're not doing anything when you're lying there.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Explicará.
If you are unable, there is one easiest way, more than that.
Si no puedes ni hacer ni eso, hay una manera más fácil aún.
Just sit in the class.
Sentarte en la clase.
Just sit and listen.
Sentarte y escuchar.
Just sit and listen.
Sentarte y escuchar.
Then you need not do a hard labor.
Entonces no hace falta que hagas nada difícil.
Then Krishna will do for you.
Krishna lo hará por ti.
So this is the easiest way. Who is very lazy?
Y esa es la manera más fácil para aquellos que son muy vagos, ¿no?
Huh?
Yes.
Muy perezosos.
And where is the proof? In proof is the important scripture of all.
¿Cuál es la prueba? Las escrituras más importantes.
The essence of all scriptures.
La esencia de todas las escrituras
Called Srimad Bhagavatam.
se llama Srimad
In
Bhagavatam.
Srimad Bhagavatam there is one proof.
En el Srimad Bhagavatam hay una prueba de esto.
In which you need nothing, Krishna will do everything for you.
Una prueba de que no necesitas hacer nada, que Krishna lo hará todo por ti.
Only just you do the simplest thing.
Solo debes hacer lo más
What
simple.
is that? Just associate with the devotees
Asociarse con los devotos
and sit in the class
y sentarte en la clase.
and just listen.
y
the
solo
glories of the Lord.
escuchar las glorias del Señor.
Then Lord Krishna will do for you everything.
Y Krishna, el Señor Krishna lo hará todo por ti.
Your duty is only just to come in the class and sit and listen.
Tu deber es solo venir a la clase, sentarte y escuchar.
And this proof you will find in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter.
La prueba de esto la encontramos en el Srimad Bhagavatam, el primer canto, el segundo capítulo.
There is one verse. Srimatam sva katham Krishna punya sravana kirtana hridantasta hyabadrani vidhunoti shrutsatam.
Hay un
Here is the
verso
proof.
que dice así.
Here you do nothing.
No hace falta que hagas nada.
You just coming and sitting.
Solo vienes y te sientas.
And how, where is the proof that Krishna is doing?
¿Y cuál es la prueba de que Krishna
In
lo
this
hará
verse,
todo por ti?
Srunotam sa katha Krishna. Krishna.
En esta palabra,
Krishna vidhunoti. Krishna vidhunoti.
Krishna
Krishna is destroying your all problems.
Krishna destruye todos los problemas, todos tus
All
problemas.
the abhadra.
Abhadra.
Abhadra, you understand?
I know Subhadra.
Abhadra means inauspicious.
Here is Subhadra.
Inauspiciousness, yeah.
What is it? Subhadra means?
Very auspicious.
Bhadra, Subhadra.
Parasena.
Huh?
Parasena, no.
Parasana? What?
I don't know.
Su means very, isn't it? Subhadra means very auspicious.
Bhadra es...
Abhadra means not auspicious,
Ah,
inauspicious.
yeah.
Yeah.
Lo que es Abhadra significa no auspicioso, inauspicioso.
So, our all inauspiciousness, such as sinful activities, reactions,
Todo lo que es inauspicioso, como las actividades,
problems, calamities, tensions, sufferings,
las reacciones pecaminosas, las
Distresses.
calamidades, el sufrimiento,
by which we are suffering a lot every day.
todo esto que nos da sufrimiento cada día,
These are called abhadras.
todo esto se llama abhadras.
So, these abhadras,
Estos abhadras
vidhunoti, visheshana dhunoti, means dhunoti, means Krishna is destroying.
y todos estos abhadras Krishna los destruye.
And in Bhagavad it is said, Krishna dhunoti,
En el Bhagavad se dice Krishna Dunoti.
means Krishna is destroying himself.
Krishna lo destruye él mismo.
But if we would do, then Sanskrit verse would say, aham dhunomi.
Pero si fuéramos nosotros los que lo hacemos, se diría en sánscrito Aham Dunomi.
Means I am destroying.
Yo destruyo.
But Bhagavad did not say aham dhunomi.
Pero el Bhagavad no dice esto, no dice Aham Dunomi.
Bhagavad said Krishna dhunoti. You see in the verse, Srunotam sa katha Krishna punya sravana kirtana. Punya sravana kirtana. Vidhuno. Then next, Srunotam sa katha Krishna punya sravana kirtana. Hrudyantastha. Srunotam. What does it mean? Srunotam means who are listening.
Srimatan significa los que están escuchando.
Swa means own.
Swa, el propio.
Swa. Swa means own.
El propio.
And swa katha. Katha means, what is the meaning of katha?
Harí Katha. Katha. ¿Qué significa Katha?
Hablar.
Katha.
Speak.
Hablar de algo sagrado.
Discurso.
Bueno, ahora está preguntando solo Katha. Sí.
I
¿Qué significa
am not
Katha?
telling Harí Katha.
No está
I
hablando
am
de...
asking.
Katha.
Here in Bhagavatam it is not told Harí Katha.
Sí.
It is spoken.
No está hablando de
Katha.
Harí Katha, está preguntando la palabra Katha sola. ¿Qué significa?
España, Qatar es probar algo todavía.
In Spanish is like to taste something. Qatar, in Spanish. Different language.
No.
No.
You have to reply the Sanskrit.
Tienes que
Katha.
responder de acuerdo al sánscrito. Lo que significa en sánscrito Katha.
Hablar.
Speak.
Speak.
Yes. But it is not the real meaning of katha.
Pero el significado real de Katha, ¿cuál es?
You have no pankaja in Sanskrit.
Pankaja es calendar.
No, pankaja.
Pankaja
No,
means
panjika. That is calendar is
Ah,
panjika.
Pankaja.
Lotus?
Huh?
Pankaja means lotus.
Pankaja is lotus.
Ah, Pankaja.
Born from a mother.
Explain pankaja.
Pankaja en sánscrito significa loto.
So in Sanskrit, lotus flower is called pankaja.
En sánscrito la flor de loto se dice Pankaja.
Means pankaja means what?
Pankaja significa, ¿qué significa?
Born from a mother.
Pankaj Katha.